This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of WOMACK v Bass. You're living together and are engaged, but cheating allegations have put your relationship at risk. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me, what are the warning signs that you've seen that Mr. Bass is in fact cheating?
Okay, for one, like if I call or text him, he get upset with me, like I'm disturbing him. And then like, for instance, like he leave with his cousin like at 8 in the morning. At one time, he didn't come home till like 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And then I found texts.
Can we say 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
And I got a text mail to prove that he was texting his ex.
All right, Mr. Bass, why are you here?
I'm here to prove to Felicia that I'm not cheating on her. This is like the first time I've been in a real relationship, haven't cheated on nobody, haven't done anything. I've been putting my everything into it.
But you like to stare at other women's face.
I can look, but I can't touch. I know that.
Okay, then you need to get out of my house and look then.
All right, Ms. Womack, tell me about that.
How would you feel if your husband, every time you look at your husband, he's staring at another woman?
We don't sleep in the same bed.
That's because you choose to, not me.
That's emotional.
Okay, how long have you been sleeping on the couch?
2 weeks.
Oh. About a month.
This tension, I can see it. This is really affecting your relationship.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
And you want to prove that you're not cheating.
Yes.
That you're being faithful to her.
Your Honor, look at her. We look at her. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. That's why I got with her.
So why you got to look at other women?
I can look. I know I'm wrong, but I'm not touching them. I'm not getting no numbers. I'm a guy. Come on now.
All right, what is the communication like in your home right now?
Okay, like when I try to communicate with him or like ask him where he going or what he at, he tells me he grown. He don't have to answer to me. I'm not your woman if I can't ask you where you at or where you going. That's taking my role away.
Well, she's concerned about him looking at other women and, you know, on the one hand, he's saying, I can look, but as long as I'm not touching. And she's saying, no, you can't look.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If I ask you something like that, you don't tell me you're a grown man. That's the problem.
You know, after the 10th, 11th, 12th time of you nagging, that might slip out. I'm just saying. Okay. That might slip out.
Thank you, I agree with you on that one.
If I done complained about it about 12, 13th time, don't you think you should change it?
That's what I was going to say.
Do it on your own time.
So here's the thing. We wouldn't be going to 12 or 13 times. They probably wouldn't be going to 12 or 13 times if he was just coming clean. That's the bottom line here. There is an issue about the looking. And you know what you say about that.
Just because you're on a diet don't mean you can't look at the menu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You also claim if a man ain't looking, he's broke, right?
Yeah.
So
now, what I want to know from Ms. Womack is there's looking and there's looking. Looking is, and then there's.
No, he be staring.
Okay,
it's like he be looking like he got X-ray vision, like he can see through their clothes.
Okay, so that's the next level looking you're talking about.
He be lusting. That's a difference.
That is not no lust.
All right, now
no lust.
Ms. Womack, when you first started your relationship, did he look at you like that?
Yes, he did.
So you know that look.
You better have changed that statement.
Yes,
you know that look.
Yes.
All right,
wait a minute, she's missing that look.
She liked that look.
Yeah, she liked it and she's missing it.
When I first got with Dale, he was the most sweetest man. He used to open the door for me. All that changed all of a sudden. It's like the devil took over him.
Okay, so back then, if you asked him where he was going, did he tell you he was grown? Don't ask him.
He used to call me 15, 20 times a day. I might can get one call out of him now.
Mr. Bass, what was it about her that made you call her 8 times a day?
She's over 30, single, no kids.
So she had the credentials you like.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you got her now. Why have you stopped calling her?
Getting accused of I'm cheating. Come on, I don't have no reason to cheat. And that's what this is all about, me cheating.
It's his actions that make me feel like he doing something.
Specifically, what actions are you referring to?
Okay, he deleted me as his friend on both of my pages, forgot that he was still my friend on my ex page. His status on Facebook say he's single. I got the post that he posted on Facebook saying he's single.
Ms. Womack, did you bring any evidence of that?
Yes, sir.
Ron,
would you hand that?
Yes, Your Honors.
This is the message from Facebook.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, this is a Facebook post from Mr. Bass. Living my life to the fullest for my kids and myself. And then someone responds, you're missing someone.
Me?
And you write, I'm single. Why are you telling the
it's a
whole
pro-
world you're single if you're in a relationship with Miss
Out
Womack?
of something that you built.
So you got kicked out?
If I stared at a female and we got back to the house, we get into an argument, it'd be like, get your stuff and get out.
Do you get your stuff and go?
No.
No.
Wait, this
but
look.
the last time that happened, you can ask her right now. She threw all my stuff on the floor and told me to get out.
But Mr. Bass, this is not just some boyfriend, girlfriend. You all are engaged. You just don't walk out and leave.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Don't tell me to go if that's what you want.
What do you want?
I want to stay there, obviously, if I'm still there sleeping on the couch, though.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes.
If he's my fiance, a real man is gonna fight for what he wants. When I say get out, he supposed to stand up and say, I'm not going nowhere.
Done it too many times.
When? In your mind?
Done it.
But Miss Womack, the reason you're putting him out is because you think he's cheating.
It goes beyond him just cheating because he don't give me no attention. I come second to everybody. Anybody can come to him and ask him to do something. He would jump up like I don't know what, but if I ask him, he get upset with me. That's hurtful.
And you think other women are asking him to do stuff?
I told him, I said, Dale, I know you talking to other girls. He sent a text to somebody, call me when you get up. At that moment while I'm holding the phone in my hand, the girl texts, sorry, babe, I was up last night, but you ain't texting nobody.
So on this phone that you're holding for him, you get a text message, sorry, babe, was up way earlier and fell asleep. And he texts back, just text me when you get up. So this is some other woman that is texting him. And you believe this is someone he's cheating with.
Yeah.
Mr. Bass.
He told me it was an old friend.
It is an old friend.
Okay, well, I need to start texting my old friends then.
That's what you want to do.
See what I'm saying?
Mr. Bass, what does an old friend mean?
We were friends before we got into a relationship.
So this is an ex?
Yes.
Someone you were intimate with?
Yes. And me and her, we have that understanding that we're only friends, nothing more than that.
You have that understanding.
No, we both have that understanding.
No,
Okay.
you and your ex have
Yes.
that understanding. You and your current fiance apparently don't have that understanding, and that's where the problem is.
Okay,
And
I
Mr.
admit-
Cutler, I would disagree that the other woman has that understanding because if she was just a friend, she wouldn't be saying,
Sorry,
babe, was up way earlier and fell asleep.
He's lying.
So again, you might have that understanding, but neither of these women have that understanding. Because a friend doesn't call you babe, she just says, hey, by your first name. So this is why you got tight.
And you saw this text, and then what did you do?
I said, your girlfriend just text. That ain't my girlfriend. How that ain't your girlfriend? She calling you babe.
Just because she called me babe, that makes her my girlfriend?
Yeah, let me get to this It'll Be a story. His cousin came and picked him up, 3 p.m.
Okay. Or 3
Okay.
in the afternoon.
3, yeah.
Okay.
So 3 turned into 5. Okay, I text him, where you at? We at Itabina. Okay. I waited a while. Text again, where you at? Itabina. Okay, 3 o'clock in the morning come. Where you at? Itabina.
Hold up. Do
'Cause
you
he
know what
went
an
to go see-
Itabina is?
Itabina, Mississippi.
Oh,
Itabina, Mississippi.
okay.
It's a lovely place.
It's a little town.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, is that a
If you blink,
restaurant?
you'll miss it.
No. Where is it?
No, Itabina, Mississippi.
You'll miss it.
Okay, all right. I'm up to speed. Go ahead, love. I'm sorry.
Okay, they supposed to be in Itabina.
Okay.
Come to find out, they was in Chula. That explains why it took him to 3 o'clock in the morning to come home. Check this out. He said his cousin went to see somebody. Why you got to go with his cousin to see his friend? Won't you come home with your woman at?
Miss Womack.
Yes?
So he leaves at 3 in the afternoon, doesn't come back till 3 in the morning. When he finally gets home, you tell him to...
Drop him.
So that you can sniff him.
Just
And
like
so you
that.
can smell him.
I was all
Just
in
like
it.
that.
You were all
What
in it.
All
What
in
it smell
it.
like? What it smell like?
You probably washed them
I
all.
ain't got to do none of that.
Okay.
Ms. Womack, you all engaged, supposed to be married, and you are furious that he's using his Facebook to contact other women, that he's looking at other women. All this stuff is jeopardizing your relationship.
It's making me not trust him. And if it comes out that he is doing something, then our engagement is over. I have no kids. I'm 33 years old, and I know I can find better. I can't do it.
To get to the bottom of these cheating allegations, the court has done a full investigation, and we have those results. At this point, the court will call cybersecurity expert Mr. Gregory Evans into the courtroom. Ron, would you please show him in?
Yes, John.
Mr. Evans, would you please explain what you did in this case?
Once I received the cell phone from the courts, I did a full forensics investigation on his phone, where we go in and we look for not just what's on the phone, but what's also been deleted, such as text messages, videos. We also did social media, and we're looking for messages and things of that sort.
Did you find any communication between Mr. Bass and other women?
Of course, Your Honor. I recovered an interesting text between Mr. Bass and another young woman, which took place approximately 1 month ago. As you see, Mr. Bass sent a picture to this young lady. She responds, "Aw," and then he responds with, "Wish I can call and talk, but I can't because she's around."
And then we together on that photo.
Mr. Bass.
He's a liar, man.
Ms. Womack, where were you all when this photo was taken?
We were at the Elks.
Oh my God,
At the who?
man.
At the Elks.
Oh
at
my
a bike
God.
club dance.
All right, Mr. Evans, did you find any additional communication with this young woman?
I definitely did, Your Honor.
Okay, tell us about it.
Communications started getting really hot and steamy.
Okay, bet.
About
Sure
1
did.
month ago, the same young lady sent this very close-up shot of her private parts.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Right there.
That's what's up.
And
up.
if that wasn't enough, Your Honor, there was another picture where she sent a picture of her breasts.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right.
I knew
Mr.
it.
Bass, this is going beyond just looking
knew
and
it.
flirting. Have you been physically cheating with this woman?
No.
Have you been sexually intimate with this woman?
No.
Are you emotionally connected to this
Yeah.
woman?
No.
So why in the world is she sending you these kinds of pictures if there's no connection? You just got it that way.
No.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, well, let me find a man that I can send my body to
Go
then.
ahead. Damn, man.
Mr. Bass, how would you feel if your fiance sent pictures like that
I'd be
to
upset.
another man?
I'd be upset.
And if she sent a text message while you all together saying, "Hey, wish I could be with you, but he's around," how would you feel about that?
Upset?
Do you care that she's hurt or upset?
Yes, I do care.
Okay, tell me
But
about
did she
that.
care about accusing me of cheating when I really wasn't doing anything?
Okay, you.
When you weren't doing anything, did that just fall out of your
Not
mouth?
doing anything?
Did you see
she
the
said that.
photos,
I
the
don't.
texts?
I don't call that cheating.
What you call it then?
I'm not. I
Wait,
don't
wait.
touch that girl.
Well, to see if this has gone beyond just flirting and does involve cheating, the court has engaged the services of a former military interrogator, Ms. Lena Cisco. Ron, would you please escort Ms. Cisco into the courtroom?
Yes, John.
Oh my God. Miss Cisco, do we need you today?
Would you please state your credentials for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former military interrogator certified by the Department of Defense. I have interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban at Gitmo shortly after 9/11. Since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, and private sector personnel in interrogation techniques and enhanced interviewing techniques.
So if anybody can get to the truth, you can.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
In this case, what did you do to investigate?
So I first had the accused write a witness statement, and then I analyzed it for any indicators of deception, and then I interrogated Mr. Bass to see if indeed he was cheating.
What were your initial findings?
So at first, we built good rapport, and he was very open. I could tell by his body language and his demeanor. He was very comfortable, confident. So we transitioned into talking about their relationship. After that, we got into the specific accusations against him. And at that point, I could tell he hit a breaking point, meaning he was ready to be very open, honest, and truthful.
Okay, so with him reaching a breaking point, was anything else answered or revealed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
There was something revealed that even you, Ms. Womack, don't know. He revealed to me that he was in touch with his ex-girlfriend, that he had plans to go see her, potentially have sex with her.
I knew it.
However,
I knew that.
that trip never happened.
Did you
You're
come to
lying.
any particular conclusion?
I firmly believe that Mr. Bass did not have any sexual contact or sexual intercourse with anyone other than Miss Womack during their relationship. There is a however. I also do believe that in his mind, this relationship is probably over.
All
Mr.
right.
Bass, is your relationship over?
When I started getting them text messages, yes, our relationship was on the breaking point at that point, right then and there, yes.
Do you want this relationship to work?
No,
You're done.
yes. We don't need to be together at all.
Cause one, you a liar.
Okay, I'm a liar.
A compulsive liar.
Okay.
Everything that y'all asked him, he can tell y'all the truth. But everything that y'all asked him, I already asked him way before now. He couldn't tell me that. That's crazy.
Well, Miss
Well,
Womack, this is not unusual. Sometimes it's hard to tell the truth. So what I would say to you is, you all go forth and make your own happiness.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you need to do.
As we say in this court, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.
Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Roden versus Elliott. You all have been in a relationship for 3 years,
Yes, ma'am.
and you've been living together about 8 months.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell me why you brought your boyfriend here.
Your Honor, I'm here today because I think that my boyfriend is cheating on me with my best friend of 18 years. We've been
So
best
your
friends
entire life.
since kindergarten. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have that awful feeling in your gut?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Woman's intuition has kicked in.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what that feels like.
Well, I mean, it's very hurtful because he treats me better than any man that I've ever had before, and our relationship is very important to me. We don't share children, but the children that I have, he takes very good care of. It's devastating because, you know, I don't want my children to lose that, and that's what would have to happen if, you know, I find out that it is true.
All right,
Right.
Mr.
Mr.
Elliott.
Elliott, she's accused you of cheating with a lifelong best friend. What do you have to say about that?
I'm here to prove my point. I mean, I'm here right here today. Just prove my love to her. I mean, you know, I've been with her for 3 years. She's done an awfully lot for me. She love her kids. Her kids are most important to me, just like they my own. You know, I'm just here to, you know, just to prove that, you know, there's none of that going on. I mean, I'm here for you. I'm gonna always be here for you. And I'm just ready for it to stop.
How did you two meet?
My brother brought me over one day, and we both was kind of in a relationship at the time, but it was just something about her when she walked by, she caught my attention in my eye, and my brother, you know, had brought a comment to me and said, hey, you know, she kind of like you, and I was like, okay.
Ah, so before
right,
you
and-
made the move, you had to know it was a move to make, right?
Yeah.
All right. And Ms. Roden, what was it that you liked about Mr. Elliott?
Well, when we first met, he was a perfect gentleman. He wasn't, you know, the type of guy that wanted to come, you know, let's go hang out at my house or, you know, let's chill. Like, no, he wanted to go out on dates. He wanted to do stuff. He wanted to get to know me before he did anything. It took almost a month for us to even kiss. And like we were sitting in the car and I was like, we have not kissed yet, you know? It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. You know, I'd never really thought about it before then because he made me feel so special in other ways it didn't matter.
Being a gentleman, all right?
I like that. I like that. And she's smiling the whole time. The whole time you talking, she's smiling.
What went wrong?
Well, we had like a small issue with his ex, like he said, you know, when we first met, we were both kind of seeing other people, but we both resolved that and we forgave each other for, you know, things that had happened in between that time. But then there was a time that, you know, he had went out of town for work and I was looking on his social media and there was someone that was just liking every single picture on his, you know, social media. So I wrote her. She immediately started sending me screenshots of their conversation. He wrote her and, you know, what are you doing? How have you been? And I want to see you and send me pictures and, you know, stuff like that.
How old were those messages?
Well, I mean, at that time, it happened that day. But I mean, this has been now a year and a half old. But, you know, that's when things kind of, my trust was like,
Mr.
So
Elliott.
it makes you suspicious of him in general.
yeah.
Okay, did this happen?
Not quite like how she said it. We just had a friendly conversation, that's all it was. I mean,
But can you understand why she would be a little upset about when can I see you? I'd be a little tight about that.
And can you send me a picture?
But it wasn't no, can you see me? Can I see you? It's like,
so what
it
was
was like, I haven't seen you in a while, you know, could you send me a picture? It wasn't like no.
Okay.
All right.
So
No.
But
no.
But if
No.
not even
No,
if,
not even a little bit. So let me just put the kibosh on that.
all right, okay.
I don't care how long.
Well, okay, but an old friend you haven't seen in a while, it's like, hey, how's it going? Send me a picture.
All right, Mr. Cup.
Especially when you know it's somebody that they've had relations in the past.
Oh, no.
It
That's a
wasn't
no.
no relations. I don't know where you get relations from.
So
Okay,
was
what
this an
was
old
the-
girlfriend?
Yeah.
No,
Was this someone you hooked up with maybe once or twice?
no.
Was it someone you had any kind of romantic inclinations about?
No.
So why does she think that you all had a
See?
relationship?
Okay, now.
No. That's still a no.
But
It was a no?
it was no one that he had
It's
any
gonna
kind
be a
of...
no. We can do this all day. No. I'm sorry, Mr. Cutler.
All right, let me ask this. Okay, so that's one incident.
Okay.
But what is it that he is doing that makes you think that he is sleeping with your best friend?
I go on lunch, and I usually go to Terica's house for lunch, and I pull up at Terica's house, and both of their cars are there, and I'm like pounding on the door for like 10 minutes. Nobody comes to the door.
Okay, wait a minute.
So,
Really?
So, did you know that your boyfriend was gonna be there?
No.
I'm sure you had a conversation with somebody about that.
Well, after I banged on the door for 10 minutes, like I said, I was on lunch break. Once I get home, he's at home, and I question him about it, and he acts like he wasn't even there. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. So he's like, he just parked his car there or something. I'm just like, really?
all right,
So,
Mr. Elliott, your car was at Terica's house.
Yes, sir.
At lunchtime.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear her pounding on the door?
Yeah, but it wasn't no 10 minutes.
Okay.
why didn't you come to the door?
Cause,
No, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, Mr. Elliott, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
I mean, the door came open. We opened the door.
And what happened when the door opened?
She kind of had that look on her like what's going on, but you couldn't say what's going on.
The door never came open. That's what I'm confused about. The door never came open. Like, I had to leave because I had to go back to work.
Are there any other incidents?
Well, then one day I'm on my way home from work and I passed them riding in his car. So I turned around and followed them, and they were headed towards my house. We all pulled up in the driveway, and they just made it seem like, they just went out to lunch and there was no big deal, and I was just crazy for even, thinking something was going on. And I was like, I'm not an idiot.
Did you talk to your girlfriend about this?
I mean, I had a conversation with her about it, and she was like, Leanna, you know better than that. You're my best friend. We just went to dinner, and it's nothing like that. And I'm like, well, why? How would you feel if I went to dinner with your boyfriend?
And you can't think of any reason why they would be in the car together just kind of hanging out?
No. Shortly after the dinner incident, I come home and they're just kiki and cacaing on the phone, and as soon as I walk in the door, he hangs up the phone, and I see her name on the screen, and I'm like, well, what is all of that about? Oh, we're talking about lunch. We're talking about what happened at lunch, and my gut just tells me that it's something not right.
All right, and Mr. Elliott, it's your position that there's nothing going on with her best friend, Terica.
Nothing at all. Sir.
So your gut is saying, it's doing this. Danger, danger. Okay, do you understand why she would feel that way?
I can see like when you said that, but sometimes it doesn't mean what you think it is.
All right. Well, you haven't given us much to think that it ain't what we think it is. Can you help us understand why it isn't what it looks like?
I bumped into her one day and I was like, hey, I'm planning this. Would you help me?
Okay.
She helped me, what I was looking for. And she helped me out through the whole thing. Terica, she's a great, wonderful friend. I love her just as much as she does.
It sounds like something's
All right. Well,
afoot.
in order to get to the bottom of this, the court has tracked down the best friend, Terica. Ron, would you please escort Terica into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor. Hi, could you come in, please?
What's your full name, please?
Terica Gunn,
All right, Ms. Gunn.
And you have been best friends with Ms. Roden since kindergarten.
my whole life.
What is your relationship like with Mr. Elliott?
I guess my friend, because that's my best friend's boyfriend. I know him through her. I met him through their relationship. Only way I know him is because of my best friend.
All right, so do you all talk? Do you all communicate? What's the nature of your relationship?
What do you mean, do we talk?
Do you text each other? Do you talk on the phone?
Here recently, I can say we might talk a little more than usual, but aside from that, no. When I see her, I see him. We all hang out. We all talk. We all eat together. But yes, we've talked a little more than usual, but not aside from what we've been talking about.
Okay, so have you been having an affair with Mr. Elliott?
I have not. I can't even believe I'm here about this. Can I tell a story? I just want to tell y'all what I'm here about, first of all. My best friend calls me, and she's like, girl, I think Quinn cheating with this girl. We finna get her. Guess who the hoe bag is?
Okay, so if I got this straight, your friend calls you and said, look, we're going to court because I want to find out if he's cheating, and we're going to track down this.
We had a whole situation. We got a certain girl that we come here to find out about. We had everything, and me is me now.
And she didn't tell you it was you?
No.
So you shocked?
Yes,
shocked?
yes.
Were you afraid to tell her who you thought it was?
Yes.
Why?
She's my best friend. And that's
she
my
know
man.
I wouldn't do nothing like that.
So it's such a hard situation. It was just hard to, let her know that that's what we were coming for.
So you, in your heart of hearts, do you believe that she's
she
doing
better not.
this?
Oh,
Because I'm looking at the tears in your eyes as you talk about this. Do you believe your best friend is cheating?
I've got that gut feeling, but I don't want it to be true.
This gut feeling that you have, can you describe it?
Your stomach just feels sick, like when you see something or when you hear something, certain things happen, like the telephone calls and stuff, it just makes you feel like, I don't know how to explain it. That's the best way I can explain it.
When you look across and see them just standing there together, how does that make you feel?
Mad, uncomfortable.
Mad too.
Me too, me three.
Well, when you have a situation where a woman is feeling that she's being scorned, we felt it necessary to have a person come and share what that is like. Someone who has been scorned, who has had a triangle relationship, she believes, with her best friend and her man. And so we have invited Miss Mimi Faust to come and share with us. Miss Faust is a reality television star, a successful businesswoman who appears on her own program, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Ron, would you escort Miss Faust in, please?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Faust. Hi. Please come here across the front here.
Miss Faust, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We need your help. We need your expertise. How has infidelity impacted your life?
It's made me more aware. It's made me think about things a little different. It's actually raised my self-esteem going through these situations.
What are the warning signs a partner should be on alert for in a situation where there may be infidelity?
When your partner switches up on you, extra phone calls are coming in, he's staying out a little bit later, when you have that gut feeling and you feel something is weird or strange, that's a sign.
All right, so in this case, Ms. Roden says that she has that feeling, that there are interactions between the two of them that just make her feel like something's going on. She sees them together in the middle of the day. She sees them in the car together. Is that something that be a red flag?
Absolutely. They better have a damn good reason why they're together.
Have you ever had an experience where a partner was cheating with a friend? Oh, boy. I know, that's like a rhetorical question. Tell us about it. Just tell us about it.
Oh, my God. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. He had her in his phone under, a different name, and the person is calling in the middle of the night, and I'm like, why is your phone ringing at 4 and 5 in the morning? And, oh, it's my homeboy from the studio, and it was just crazy.
You had this gut feeling at some point.
It felt like I swallowed a cinder block. That's what it felt like.
That was a good explanation.
Is that how you feel, Ms. Roden?
Yes, that was a good explanation.
Based on your experience, what can you tell them?
Well, for you, just communication. You should talk to him. You should talk to your friend if she's your friend, especially if it's been your friend for many years.
The court.
Hold on, let her talk.
Y'all need to communicate. You need to get all the information, and if it doesn't feel right after that, then you need to just leave it alone. Period. It's not worth going through something and you getting hurt behind it if he's not being faithful to you. And I hope to God, best friend, that you were being a best friend.
Mm-hmm. That there has to be a good reason.
Damn good.
For them to be together.
Absolutely. Especially if she's not around and she doesn't know about it. Yes.
All right. Ms. Gunn?
Yes, sir.
Is there a good reason why you and Mr. Elliott have been spending so much time together?
There is a very good reason for it. We've been planning something, and honestly, it's kind of a hard shell because this wasn't the plan.
Just put it out there, please.
Well, this is what I wanted to say right here. I was T-boned in a motorcycle wreck. This woman right here took care of me. I do everything a man's supposed to do.
But that really doesn't answer the court's question. The question is, why are you spending so much time with your girlfriend's best friend?
What is that?
Right here. That's why.
And we had a big plan.
That's a nice
an
ring.
Engagement for her.
Oh.
But she's always thinking something's going on.
Is that a damn good reason?
That is a damn.
Yes.
Those are different kind of tears. Where's the cinder block now? Is it gone?
It's gone.
All right, what you gotta say?
First, I do apologize to both of you very much, and I love both of you so much. Second, I guess one reason why I am so, like that with him is because that's the best man I ever had. I've never had somebody be as good to me as he has, and every man that I've been with has done me wrong in some kind of way.
Congratulations.
Thank
Miss
you.
Elliott, would you like to make it a moment right now?
Yes.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
It won't be any proposal out there in the world like this one.
Leanna Roden, she married me?
Yes. Yes.
The court is sincerely happy that you all have gotten to the bottom of this. Please remember, don't cheat yourselves out of a chance for a good relationship. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you. Court is adjourned.